Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is just getting on started with this week, with July 4th weekend. So I'm super excited. But we are talking about anxiety and stress, and God knows there's so much anxiety and stress out there. But today's session is how can herbs help us? And that's why we have Sara with me. Sara is a master herbalist, and you have to see her Insta account. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Sara, for joining me.
Thank you, Amita. I'm very honored. And yes, herbs have been used for thousands of years with emotional health. So when I'm speaking to groups, I say that there's at this end of the spectrum, people that are totally together, never have stress. Do I believe them? No, but they fake it really well. Then on this end, we have people that have really gone through crises and they really need pharmaceutical medicines to get better. And it's completely legitimate. And if it's working for them, it's great. And then there's the rest of us that live somewhere in between. Some days we're together, some days we're falling apart. Some days we have anxiety, some days we are in control of it. So that's where herbs really shine, because herbs can help us when we're feeling frustrated, when we're feeling exhausted, when we're feeling sad and lonely and depressed. And at least in the US, herbs have just been totally forgotten about. Like, for instance, an herb called skullcap is in the mint family. And this herb has been used for generations when you're nervous, have butterflies in your stomach. Maybe it's the first day of work. Maybe your kids are going back to school or going to a new camp, or you're going out on a date, or you have a job interview. When you have that nervous tension in your body, taking some skullcap tea or taking some skullcap in a tincture form can really help lower your cortisol levels and help you function better.
Okay, so now let's just talk through so many herbs that we can use, like in form of tea, right? In form of capsules, in form of powder. So we're talking about anxiety today. What are the common herbs that you have seen that can be used to help relieve the anxiety? And how should we take it?
Sure. So for me, I currently reside in both New York and Los Angeles. So everyone's a little bit neurotic, type A personality, overwhelmed, working too hard. So I tend to use herbs in tincture or liquid form. It's not so much the style in America to sit back, relax, deep breathe, and drink a cup of tea. We go through the drive-through and get our Starbucks and we down it in about 3 minutes. So herbs come in tincture or liquid form. And what we do is we take either a root or flower petals. We pour grain alcohol over them, let them sit for 6 to 8 weeks. You can see that the grain alcohol or glycerite will break down the properties of the herb. And then we get this handy dandy, easy to use herb in tincture form. The reason I love herbs in tincture form is you can literally stick it in your bra, put it in your backpack, put it in your briefcase. You can carry these on the plane. And what you can do is just grab a paper cup, take a dropper full of the herbs, pull it up. The typical dose, again, everybody's different, but is anywhere between 25 and 45 drops. Drop it in a little water of juice and take your herbs. An herb like skullcap gets into the bloodstream within 20 minutes. And within 20 minutes of taking it, most people will feel calmer without the feeling of sedation. So a lot of products on the market will work, but you'll feel exhausted like you were hit by a Mack truck. So my favorite herb, which I opened up with, is skullcap. Nervous, anxiety, tension, safe for children. Of course, check with your pediatrician. Safe for geriatric patients. And my second favorite herb is an herb called motherwort. Motherwort is for hormonal gloominess. That can be before your cycle, during your cycle, after your cycle, young girls before they even start their cycles, women that have stopped their cycles, and yes, Men get hormonally moody also. And motherwort is an herb that helps that gray cloud disperse. You know, when like everything's going well in your life, you're getting along, your work is going well, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to be super gloomy. That's when motherwort is a phenomenal addition. And the question is, can you mix skullcap with motherwort in the same cup? Of course you can, because someone can feel hormonally gloomy and agitated at the same time.
Okay, and what about some of the herbs that have, like ashwagandha, for example? That's kind of gaining a lot of traction nowadays. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, ashwagandha is a wonderful herb used all over the world very successfully. Usually, ashwagandha in its original form is used in a powder form. And with ashwagandha, the traditional use of it is you take like a tablespoon of ashwagandha, mix it with some warm water, and drink it. In America, we tend to have things more in tincture than powder form. Ashwagandha is specific for low thyroid. If someone is their thyroid's a little questionable, they don't quite need thyroid medicine, but they're feeling lackadaisical and exhausted, ashwagandha can really be magical. And if your thyroid is still functioning well, ashwagandha calms the system down and helps you focus. A lot of children really do better in school and can focus and concentrate more on their homework when they include ashwagandha in their lives.
Okay, and you said it's safe to take it on a daily basis, ashwagandha, or?
Yes, again, everybody's different. I don't know their medical history. When you work with an herbalist, we usually have appointments for an hour and a half. We take a complete history. But ashwagandha is on the list of safe herbs. And yes, you can take ashwagandha on a daily basis. What I have found that's really amazing is when someone's going through a crisis and they're going to reach for their skull cap, or their motherwort or their ashwagandha, when things start to steady out and people feel more in control of the world around them and themselves emotionally, they tend to stop taking it naturally. So I'm really not concerned about people overusing these herbs, because the second you're feeling better, you're on to that next project, you're on to your next adventure.
All right. Any other herbs you think that are safe for stress and anxiety in addition to what we just talked about?
Sure, there's so many. The reason I started with skullcap and motherwort is that it's so typical. Run into any woman and most men, and they'll say, "Yeah, 4 out of 5 days I feel stressed," or 6 out of 7 days I feel hormonally moody. And ashwagandha was a great addition because it's called an adaptogen. And adaptogen helps our bodies adapt to stress. So, living in a busy city, looking for parking, jumping on and off trains, and even if you live out in the wilderness, even if you live in the rural parts of the world, there's still stress and anxiety. So, an adaptogen will help your body cope with stress. Another herb I love is a very popular herb called rhodiola. Rhodiola in clinical studies can help actually with depression. Rhodiola is used when people kind of feel like they're couch potatoes. They like get up in the morning and like go, I am too depressed. I'm not getting out of bed. No way. Whereas the skull cap person is going to be so anxious, they're getting out of bed quickly because they have so much to do, but they're anxious. Whereas rhodiola is more couch potato, like let the world pass me by, the job, my relationship with my kids. I am just in this down state. Rhodiola gives you a little bit of a boost. It gives you a little bit of an energetic lift, not like caffeine. You don't come down off of rhodiola. So if you're feeling lackadaisical, sad, overwhelmed, and need that boost in life, that's where rhodiola shines.
All right. This is a quick 10-minute session that we wanted to bring, just talking about simple, common herbs that can help all of us deal with stress and anxiety. Anything else that you like to add, or you want to show your book? You're welcome to do that.
Sure. So in my book, Moodtopia, I wrote this book and I was thinking when I wanted to write a book, should I do it on seasonal allergies? So many people have that. Should I do it on chronic headaches? There's so many topics. And then all of a sudden it hit me that people are not aware that herbs are so beneficial for our emotional health. Even if we're feeling very emotionally stable, you can take herbs to just calm you down before a test or before, as I said, before a job interview. So I wrote my book, Moodtopia, Tame Your Moods, De-Stress, using herbal remedies and aromatherapy. And I go into detail about all the herbs and essential oils that are available to us to help us with our emotional health. It's very easy reading. It's not complicated. And it's really a book that I've gotten wonderful reviews. People really feel that it's a great handy book to look up. Traveling, I'm worried about, having trouble falling asleep while I'm traveling. Or, oh my gosh, I started really working out and I'm getting really exhausted going to the gym. So there's lots of easy, practical tips in Moodtopia.
Okay, and I just want to add that we are adding a lot of this kind of knowledge in our platform in collaboration with Sara. So stay tuned. And keep supporting us. We are almost at 250,000 followers. We have our app coming. We have a lot of good things that are coming. So keep supporting us. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much, Sara, for being with us today.
Thank you, Amita. I'm so honored to be able to share the little tidbits of knowledge with your followers.
Thank you. Bye-bye.